Oh, thank you very much for joining us this evening. And I'm very pleased to welcome Rachael Krasny. Rachael is a singer, Rachael is a speaker, and Rachael is a healer. Today, she's here to share her story on how she moved from being a victim to becoming victorious. So, Rachael, welcome. How are you?
Welcome. Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here. It's such a blessing to connect with you all. And thank you so much for this opportunity. It's incredible. I'm
Thank you
incredibly
very
grateful.
much for taking your time to be on this show and as well share your story with the people out there who are definitely eagerly waiting to hear your story, how you moved from being a victim to being victorious. But before that, could you tell us a little bit about you? What do you do? What do you do for a living? And yes.
I am a singer-songwriter. I am the founder of a group on Facebook called #MotivatedPositive. And what we do is we are an empowering community and we uplift each other. We support each other. We show each other love. It doesn't matter what industry it is. It doesn't matter what we're doing as long as we are making an impact in our community and providing support, love, and positivity. Like I said, we're a community that just sticks together. We're a love tribe.
That is very powerful. That's very empowering and uplifting. That's great. You just mentioned that you're a singer.
Yes, I am.
How did you become a singer? Or how did you develop that gift? Or do you want to kind of give us a taste of your music?
Sure. Commit to excellence. Know your strength. There's greatness within us. Don't give up, have faith. Have courage, be fearless until you win. It's always possible. You just have to begin.
Wow, very powerful, very great voice as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. That's just a sample of what's to come. There's much, much more.
That's just the tip of the iceberg. Wow.
That's right.
What does that sample relate to?
So the reason that I created this song was because Les Brown inspired me. And even though this song is a cover of a lullaby, he is legendary to me. He is my hero because years ago, I suffered from depression. And I used to be a competitive athlete. I was a competitive gymnast and a marathon runner. And I broke my foot and I was diagnosed with a nerve disorder. I was diagnosed with degenerative arthritis and complex regional pain syndrome. And most people don't realize that on a normal day, I'm at a pain scale of an 8. And it was truly right then and there that Les Brown had really influenced my life, because at that point, I was so depressed, I was reaching out. I needed something to fill that void in my life. I was so depressed, I needed a reason to live. And so I found a YouTube of Les Brown, and he started speaking about having greatness within us. And it's all about what we do with our lives, not the circumstances. And it's really about what we focus on. So it was incredibly powerful for me, incredibly inspiring for me. I've come from a history of sexual abuse. I've come from a history of bullying. And my point is that our circumstances did not determine our future. We create our future by the actions that we take. We have to take accountability and we have to take responsibility as well.
Oh, thank you very much for sharing that journey of your life.
Thank you.
Very, very
Thank
powerful,
you so much.
very inspiring, very uplifting, because there are lots of people who are listening maybe even now or who will listen to this recording later on, who might be in a circumstance where they feel that they're being crushed by life, and they stay there. They don't get someone to bring them out of that circumstance and show them, look, there is light at the end of the tunnel. In other words, they see their circumstances and they take them and consider them to be their standard. But you did not let your circumstances become your standard. You went above those circumstances. You saw the light, and there's someone you say that helped you make that journey. And that person, according to you, was Les Brown. So at what point in your life did you meet, have you ever met Les Brown, or how did, apart from the video, how did you manage to choose Les Brown, no other person, to get you out of that victim scenario or circumstance?
I truly fell in love with Les Brown's story, simply because he came from nothing. There's no excuses in life, regardless of our circumstances. It's really about our attitude, and that shapes the direction of our future. And Les Brown gave me my foundation for personal growth and development, gave me the me time, the self-development time that I needed to fill myself back up. So for me, he came at the lowest point in my life. And then I happened to see him at the Grant Cardone conference, that 10X Growth Con, which was incredible. And then I also got to see him at the 4% conference and got to hug him in person. And he's super incredible. He's my hero.
Well, that's a great moment you just shared there, because I do remember it was in July of last year. I was in Florida, in Fort Lauderdale in Florida. That's the very, very first time I saw Les Brown. And as I did see Les Brown and people seeing him for the first time, lots of tears, lots of cries of joy and jubilation. And it's at that moment that I got inspired. He said, look, all this is happening now. I have had a chance to see what is happening in this room and how people have been touched and changed by Les Brown. But thinking 5 years from now, how might people remember this scenario? And that's why I had the idea. Actually, it might be the way to write a book about how Les Brown has changed lives. So with me today, I have a proof copy of the Les Brown book, which contains 77 stories to inspire people to live their dreams. 77 stories to take people from a situation which possibly is not the best place to be to where they want to be. Stories to increase hope in people, because the world we live in, there's lots of lack of hope, and people are dying not because of war, but because of the lack of hope. So this book, and I'm pleased that you've accepted to share your story in this book, which will be released in July for the general public to be able to buy it and read the great stories like yours. So how did you end up getting into this book? How did you get your story in here? How did you become among the 77 people, chosen few?
Well, I think it's all about relationships. It's all about networking. And we build relationships every day face to face. We can build relationships online as well. Social media is a platform for us to be able to share and just engage with people and connect on a deeper level.
Mm-hmm. So you connected with someone and then you ended up in that book. Is that what you're saying, through social media?
Mm-hmm. Through social media, exactly. Communication is a necessity. It's a key to being successful in life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. True, because I was talking to today was in London for one of the awards. It was nominated for a week ago. It was nominated for a leadership award, authentic leadership award. So I was in London, and one of the things that one of the speakers said, which I still remember and I think we need it, he said social media is greater than any media out there. Why? Because social media, you have the power to touch people across the globe, not just localized media in that town or in that city or in that country, but the kind of like what we are doing today. We don't know who's watching. We don't know how many people might watch this in the future. So it has a power to transform the world. And without it, I don't know how people will be able to make all those connections, but as well find people who are thinking the same and who are motivating each other to be able to live their dreams and not their circumstances. Thank you very much. Yes. Yeah. So in reading your story, at one point you said that you do believe in taking calculated risks. Why? Because you're inspired by Les Brown, who said, if you're not willing to risk, you cannot grow. If you cannot grow, you cannot become your best. If you cannot become your best, what else is there? So, what are the kind of risks that you might have taken in your life that have helped you to get the best out of life? Because lots of people out there, they fear risk. They fear to rise above so that they can show their greatness. And it's through risking that we're able to manifest our greatness. So what kind of risk? It might have to do with your job. It might have to do with your business. It might have to do with your writing, with your songs. But so could you share some of those risks so that we can be able to learn how you deal with risk and how we too can be able to live sensible and manage that risk?
Sure, absolutely. So most people don't realize this, but I am introverted and extroverted. So what that means is when it comes to sharing my business, I am very social. I'm a butterfly. When it comes to my personal life and when it comes to my music, I actually am more guarded, and I actually don't put a lot of content out there. I'm very, very restrictive when it comes to that. I have a small, tight circle, and I really appreciate quality individuals in my life.
Okay.
I believe in being extremely strategic, but I also believe in opening up. And for me, my business was not just about making money. It was about getting to know myself on a deeper level, getting to know my strengths, getting to know my weaknesses, and really being able to build off of that. It's, really being able to connect with people, realizing that my story is meant to inspire. I'm not meant to feel guilty. I'm not meant to feel ashamed. I shouldn't be criticizing myself. It really helped me to open up, and it helped me to feel good.
Oh, yes. And most we learn through stories. Of course, it's through the story that you connect with the people in front of you, through the story that you connect with the audience. It's through the story that we deliver a message that's going to transform the world. And if you look most ancient societies, they would keep or safeguard or preserve the message in the story, knowing that whether it's a parable or a myth, that story will go on to be interpreted and help people make a difference in their lives. And that's why I like your story, because your story has a power, not just to make a difference today, but as well to people 5 years from now, 50 years from now, 500 years from now, 5 million years from now. There you go. So it's a great story. Thank you very much. We are not going to talk about all the story there. So whoever is interested in this, they can search up Les Brown Changed Our Lives on Amazon, and very soon I'll be giving a link, and then people will be able to know your story and other people's story. But reading your story, just a little bit of it, could you tell us, because at one point I was reading, you said that you have a disorder, which I didn't get really clearly, but importantly, you said that many people, because it's invisible, people don't understand. So how do you manage to live without what you call disorder, and how do the people around you support you, people like Les Brown, or family members? How do they support you to make and live a meaningful life?
For me, it's about getting what I need. Mm-hmm. It's about getting the amount of sleep that I need, because otherwise I'm going to be in too much pain. It's about not overstretching my boundaries when it comes to my body. It's about not letting my body win. It's about having the mental strength to really focus, like, Les Brown says, on our results. Commit to our dreams, and that's how we succeed. If I focus on my pain, then I'm going to get more of it. It's going to manifest in my life. It's going to, just create this huge intensity. And if I focus on the good in my life, if I focus on the gratitude in my life, then I'm going to manifest more of that.
Sure. Thank you very much for what you said. I felt it in my heart. That when we're doing things, we focus on the results, not the pain. And that's what makes people take risks, because they know the result is greater than what might happen in the middle. In other words, people are ready to leap and then grow their wings as they land. And that helps us to be able to deal with the circumstances of life. And actually, and listening to you, I think you're a great leader. And could you tell us more about your business? Because you do credit repair, redhead credit repair business. So how do you focus on results there? And how do you get your clients or your customers? And how can people connect with you by just listening to you and me today?
So what I do is I help people repair their credit. I help people get negative items deleted off of their credit report. I help them raise their credit score. Our company provides financial education. We're about financial literacy. So I live to serve. Serving is my life. I want to help people. And this company has an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. We've been in business since 2004, and it's completely aligned with my goals, my values, my vision. I believe in financial freedom. I believe in teaching people about residual income. I believe in teaching people about having a strong mental mindset. I believe in teaching people to accomplish their dreams and not to be that guinea pig and just go through life completely deflated. So it's more than just a business. It's not only getting the right education. It's not only having the team support. It's not only having the knowledge. It's having the passion to build a huge legacy and to be completely financially free, so that, guess what? I can give more, because that's what it's about. It's about our impact, the larger impact that we can make.
Oh, thank you very much for the answer, for that response. And actually listening to you was just reflecting on people living deflated. And that led me to think about, as a driver or someone who drives, if you're driving on a motorway, on highway, and then you have a flat tire, what happens to the car? The speed reduces. But the noise increases, because you can feel the noise and the speed is going down. But the more you continue driving that flat car with flat tires, then at one point or another it's going to come to a stop. And possibly that's how maybe some people live their lives. Deflated.
We have to elevate ourselves. Mm-hmm. We are accountable for how we feel, because we control our thoughts. We have the ability to change our thought process. And I'm thankful that Tony Robbins, as well as Les Brown, has taught me that.
Exactly. And that's what I was thinking, that if we are living our lives deflated, that's a victim mindset. But some people might not even consider themselves to be victims. Why? Because, again, sometimes I tell this story of someone who is a happy prisoner. Okay, you're in prison and you're happy. Even if someone gave you the keys, they're going to open that door to your victory. Sorry, the key, they're going to open that door to your freedom. You won't be happy. You won't need the key. You will refuse to get the keys until possibly someone sets that prison on fire, and then you'll be able to jump out. Looking at my life, I was maybe living that way because until I met Les Brown and then set me on fire. And once I discovered that fire within me, then I was able to take off, go faster.
Yes. So, yes,
exactly. Yes. So what is that quote or message from Les Brown that sets you on fire? Is it that you have greatness within you? Is it if you're not willing to risk? So which one is it?
We have greatness within us. That's exactly the song I wrote, the cover. It's everything that Les Brown would say.
And some people have just joined us, Rachel. Is it possible for you to come back to that song now so that our viewers can be able to relate to what you're saying by saying the song, my timeless keepsake? Could you bring it back so that our viewers can connect with what you're saying? Thank you.
Absolutely. Can be too excellence, know your strength. There's greatness within us. Don't give up, have faith. Have courage, be fearless until you win. It's always possible. You just have to begin.
Oh, great. Thank you very much. It's always possible. It's possible. Very powerful message. It is possible. Yes, and there's greatness within of us, and how we bring that greatness is very important. Having someone to help us bring that greatness, and maybe for you and definitely for me, Les Brown has been the midwife. Someone has helped us give birth to our greatness. So, and
he's
that's
been like a father to me.
Like a father.
That's what I consider him. Yeah, I consider him like a father.
Oh, can you tell us more about that?
You know what? It's really important to have successful, great role models in our lives. It's important to be modeling the right people. You know, it's successful behavior. You know, success leaves clues.
Sure. And our job is to find those clues where the success has passed and follow them, isn't it?
Exactly.
Success.
Yes.
And listening to you this evening, and you're a real clue to success. So if anyone who is interested in any credit repair, or anyone is interested in knowing how you can move from being a victim to being victorious, if anyone is interested in singing, Rachel is the clue to success. So link up with Rachael Krasny, and she'll be able to lead you to where you wish to be. She'll be able to increase the fire within you and lead you to a place where you're able to say, it's possible. She will be able to help you definitely live the rest of your life as the best of your life. Thank you very much, Rachel, for joining us this evening. And it's been a pleasure hosting you. Thank you very much. And again, if you're interested in Rachel's story, feel free to grab your copy of Les Brown Change Our Lives on Amazon and have a rate when it comes out. Thank you. Rachel, just before you leave us, could you give us a little, just in one minute, what your message, or the message that you'd like to leave with the audience?
The message that I would like to leave everyone today is to believe in yourself. When we believe and take action, we can achieve.
Thank you very much, and have a great evening. Thank you very much for watching. Today we've been discussing and talking to Rachael Krasny from Fort Lauderdale in Florida, and she's been sharing her journey on how Les Brown changed her life, and importantly, how she made a move from being a victim to being victorious. Rachel is an expert in credit repair, and her company is called Red Hat Credit Repair. And if you'd like to repair credit anywhere in North America, Canada, United States, link up with Rachel. She'll be there to help you make that repair and create the greatest life you can ever live. Thank you very much, and have a great evening. Thank you.
Thank you.